Hello and a hearty welcome to our midweek edition of the Star Good Morning Show, live on the Star TV on Channel 21. I am your presenter, Mohamed Basiru Sanusi. In the program today, we shall be looking in the creative arts industry that has to do with entertainment and other issues related to the Independent Media Commission. As always, you can be part of it by sending us your text to the number 031045068. If you're out of the country, it's plus 232 310450068. And major stories in the program this morning. The Independent Media Commission has held an engagement with media operators across the country, and also they have launched the 2020 National Annual Awards that has to do with media. And also, we shall be looking at issues relating to upcoming events in the country, from the gospel world and onto the secular world. With me in the studios, I already have Fantasy Ruiz. Fantasy serving in different capacity as a youth activist and also Chilean ambassador, a poet, and also a complete musician because of one or two instruments and all. And also with me, we have Bakari Kora, and he's from Timbati. We'll talk about their dinner on Wednesday. Fantastic. Good morning. Nice having you on the Good Morning Show.
All right, thank you, Bash, and it's always a pleasure to be here.
And I know you were making your first appearance for 2020.
Yes, this is the first one.
And good morning to Bakari. Nice having you on the Good Morning Show.
Good morning. Good morning, viewers.
And it's from Timbatilo.
Yeah.
The slogan and the vibe around you sense that so many goodies will be offload in the program this morning.
Exactly.
Well, continue to stay with me in the studios. I still have Fantasy Ruiz, who's an awesome musician and also an activist, and also Bakari Kowa from Team Batilo. The Good Morning Show is proudly sponsored by Local Commercial Bank, so you're limited. Continue to stay with us. I'll be right back.
Yes, my brother. I get stress, bank stress. I need money right. So go put money in my bank, na problem. So go put money in my bank, na problem. I go to map na line all day just for put money and pull money. And the loan system, look me business they go down the drain. We not get loan system. Me I just tired.
Now that's the stress you.
Yes, my brother. Now me stress standing.
Let that not be your stress. Because me your bank was the bank when I Local Commercial Bank. When I the award-winning bank for 2018, where they don't win so many awards inside Fulton and even self outside Salon. Yes, they even recognize them at the international world as they win one of the most prestigious awards from Nigeria as the best corporate bank na Salon. They don't even count financial inclusion, which it means they want to involve everybody in a salon. Never mind the kind of business way they do. If na pepper self they sell in the market or any other petty business they do, then even self they don't left their comfort zone for going to bonds. When at the island, where you don't say where people that avoid for the banking business, they don't go there for let the people themselves they part of the financial inclusion within the part. And self they get plenty other products where you will meet you day-to-day needs. Then gets like the keke account. When for them boys and when they ride the keke them. And self then gets the Osusu account. Then get MasterCard, other platform that they will they take money like SimCopo, when a new banking system where they don't count. The business now inside your phone they go out. You know, you no need for go you need to snap that long queue. As then at the award-winning bank, they want to maintain that standard and they want to satisfy the customers. Let them make sure say everybody can inside the bank system. Then nobody not left out. Now for can open account to them, it's simple. You 50,000, 100,000, you're okay.
Thank you, my brother. I need for one go now Local Commercial Bank right now. I beg no drink so that they know this is good news.
Commercial Bank #1. Bank with Commercial Bank no.
Welcome back, and many thanks to the Commercial Bank Sale Limited for supporting the Media on Center and the country as a whole. You are still with the Good Morning Show live on Star TV on Channel 21. Our inspirational cover today is from Brahma Kuma, who once said, "Be a professional in your doing." We start off with Fantasy Ruiz Kamara. Fantasy, let's look at a few things that happened for you in 2019. You were on top of major events across the country. You went back home to have fun, and the work has been ongoing from as a poet and as a complete artist. Take us through how was 2019 for you?
2019 was a cocktail, and me saying that is because it was a mixture of everything that has to do with my music, my poetry, home and charity work and working with women and everything. It was like you know, like I cannot say the climax because I don't like to consider myself, you know, as someone who was like already been there or walking through, you know, going up there. So it was a blessing. It was amazing because me sitting back in December and looking back at you know what 2019 has offered in a way, and I'm like, oh my god, like I wish I could, you know, sort of like see myself through other people's lens. I feel blessed, I feel thankful, and the experience, in as much as like there were like down times, there were like up times, and it was crazy a little bit, but I was like really, I appreciate each and everything that happened. And if I have if I had the opportunity, if someone had to ask me like you know, like a genie say, do you wish to go back and redo 2019, I'd say no. There's nothing that I want to redo. Everything was perfect.
It was more hectic. Let look at you serving on the social media very actively. You feel the people in Sierra Leone that makes up the social media actively. There are people who misuse it with fake news and all, but you have been using it to build your brand with some long articles, and you say things that is not going well, and you raise awareness. How is it like for you?
Well, then it has been amazing because it's just like it's with just one post you can reach like a lot of people. And what inspired me more at the end of 2019 was when they invited me to go give a talk on sex for grade. And when I went there,
Okay, let's just move to politics entertainment a bit because it's edutainment to an extent. I know proceeds from the Timbatelo dinner will serve as another purpose to see how best to work towards the new direction and have a better student. But Bakari, we'll not talk about Timbatelo without a brain behind. You know, when you talk about the new direction, they will tell you, you speak about the president, Dr. Julius Maada Bio. If you talk about Timbatelo, there must be a person that ignite the entire initiative. Let's look at the individual themselves. How has it been working with you people around that you have so much trust in him?
You know, I want you to know the formation of Timbatelo. Timbatelo came up based on the individual behind, who is no other person but Jimmy Batelo Songa. It based on his activities towards the common people. You know, sometimes some people believe that when they are up there, they shouldn't have time for people that are lower cadre, which for me is wrong. And I personally decided to be with him because of his passion for the people. He doesn't have barriers. He go down to the least person. So because of his interaction and his effort towards the common people, we've decided to form Timbatelo and work along with him. This is not our first show or our first program. This coming December we have an outing with the same Timbatelo. That outing was really good because we decided to get people from all walks of life. We are not looking at only because we from SLPP, but we decided to do that to get people from all other parties that we all can come together and celebrate the Christmas and see that if we have wronged one another before, we forget about the old things and change the new page for us to go further so that at least we can get a better country for our children to come and enjoy the effort that we have put in place.
Are there any times people from the top level of your party question Timbatelo because of the space in which you are running? It's all over the social media, and I realize that it's more of young people in Timbatelo, and you're asking for a common goal, which we'll talk about later. You know, are there any time you have been questioned by the top cadre of the party?
As at now?
Yeah.
Well, not officially. Maybe they do it at their own corner. But Timbatelo is really not a team that can be questioned by the upper cadre for now. Maybe they do it somewhere else. But none of them who you consider the upper level, who believe they are up there, they are okay, why these people are doing this. They have not confronted us. And I don't believe they will do that because they believe what some of them are not capable of doing, Timbatelo is doing through Jim Batelo Songa. I think it's a plus to themselves.
Actively, we have been seeing you on cleaning exercise, donation of school learning materials, and so many other things. You know, bagging awards in and out, and events has been one of the mainstay. From the out you talk about, and you're about to have a dinner and dance. So let's look at how entertainment come and play from the Timbatelo camp.
You know, just like sometimes they say, they have this common saying that football unites. Entertainment also unite because football is part of entertainment. With entertainment, it has no barriers. Because I have something that I fancy, the next person belongs to another group who does not belong to my group, fancy. So when we get together, we bridge the gap.
Okay, so what about the dinner? What are we expecting on the Saturday?
We are going to expect a very good things. You know, one thing I want you to know, when you say Team Batello, we're always for the people. The interest of the people is our concern. So whatever you believe when you go there, you expect, it will be there for you.
We'll come back and look at the venue, Family Kingdom, and also the decoration of the place. It also be a concern. I know in as much as Team Batello, people will say it's a big green and white, or it's a big green and gold. But I know you are creating room for other people to come and have fun with you. Fantasy, spoken word. Yeah, I know most times we inherited most things, but we are very good after being utilized. That's the power of the normal Sierra Union. Spoken is not common around our society. It's often from South Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, you name all those places. But in Sierra Leone, nobody hears there's a rapid increase in spoken word, and you are part of the journey.
Yeah.
Take us through the switch.
Well, spoken word is something that I started writing poetry before I started singing.
Okay.
That's the thing. And if I show you my iCloud now, you have like 150 poems there. And but I wasn't, when you're not sure, like I'm not sure I'm ready. And for some reason in 2018, December 2018, and I'm like, so I was just singing, and the type of music, when I started singing, I kept thinking that a lot of people were like, you're young and this, why you want to do this kind of music? So it was like a lot of people were frowning, but then later they were like, okay, now we see the bigger picture. And I was like, okay, spoken word poetry, isn't as much as like I'm doing this, people have accepted, that folk side of me. I also have this other side that I haven't shared with people, and because I'm like, it's a fear or something that's just holding me back. Like I don't know how people would take it, and in as much as like I love poetry like so much because it helps me express myself in a way, and it just unleash what I want to say that I could not say in songs. So and I was like, and I've been looking around, and you don't see much. It's not really happening, and this and that. So I started like, let me just test the waters. And when I did, and it was like, everybody.
Where's the girl from the
Yes!
Allow Me. And now it's a whole EP on spoken word.
It's a whole EP on spoken word. And everyone was like, so then I started, like, people started reaching out. Like, oh my God, yeah, I love this thing too. I wanted to do it, or I've been meaning to do it. But, now that you've started it, we've realized now there is an audience. So I did, like, the first spoken word EP. It's available on all, like, e-markets online. You can get it there. And last year I did like the EP launch at Sensi Tech Hub. It was amazing. The director of Legal Aid Board was there, and then the deputy youth commissioner was there. It was amazing. And right there they said, you know what, we're going to do a bigger event next year, which is this year at British Council. So here's the drill. On February 28th, we're going to have the fourth edition of the Spoken Word Series 2020. So we're going to have 3 editions before the final one in November.
And you're doing this main show that has to do with Amikalon.
Yes.
It's strange. It's never happened in this Australia.
No.
Let's discuss about the initiative.
Yeah. Well, there is. First of all, I want people to know it's going to be 110% acoustic performance.
Okay.
Yes. And I don't think I've seen it here yet. In as much as like some of my performances are acoustic, but then I get to do it, with other bands, but this one is 110% acoustic. And the reason why I'm doing this is Amekalan dedicated her entire life to traditional music, and for me, I feel like she has not been recognized the way that she deserves. Because for someone to be doing that type of music for over like 3 decades, you know what I mean? And now I love the idea that a lot of people like recognize Fantasy TVs and this and that. I've got like tons and
But that's the main inspiration behind Fantasy Reads.
Yes, I've got tons and
and when you started, it was difficult to know the bashing all over the place.
Yes.
Where's this girl for? I don't love her looks. I don't love her music.
Yes. So so at the end of the day, I give everyone that when it comes to like traditional music, then this and that. And there was a time when they reached out to me and they were like, yeah, we want to have this Amikalon, we're thinking about having you. And I'm like, call her. They were like, you don't even have a contact. I said, I have a contact. I have a daughter's contact. I have a son's contact.
And you have been paying visits as well.
Yes. I was like, yes. I said, call her. She should be the one that should be there. You know what I mean? So And she's that she wants to build this cultural village. She wants that to be her legacy. And well, she hasn't got funds yet. She has been planning to join.
And you're part of our advocacy. I'll bring you back
Yes.
shortly, Fantasy. We shall be looking at other things. You are still the Good Morning Show. And you have opportunity to watch one or two spoken of on Fantasy, and also Danny J's video titled Survivors, Fire Down South from York 7 and Tenny. And also in the program this morning, you have an opportunity to have also a snippet of a wonderful video titled Tell Me One Thing. There's Linda Samai, there's Stasi, and Emerson Ahmed Obokari. Over to Cora again. On the set dates, let's look at structure, security-wise, and some of the things we need to know for the dinner and dance on Timbatilo.
You know, you start from security. Let me tell you one thing. Whenever we decide to take a project, security becomes our paramount concern. Those who went to beach number 2 this gone December would tell you or tell the people that security was not our problem. We are not saying security is not our problem because maybe we are in governance, but we always work with the appropriate security apparatus to make sure that there's no problem in terms of security. So I don't want people to worry about any other thing relating to that.
Let's look at setup for the set night. Entertainers you have contacted. What are the patron prices and the venue for this dinner and dance? on Timbatilo?
We've really got entertainers that are going to be there, but we decide to really think that we do everything within our mix. That we don't have to go far too beyond because it's a fundraising. So you don't have to open it too much that at the end of the day, what you expect will not be realized. So we decide to have entertainers within the green promoters
Okay.
who are within the party level in terms of entertainment. And we've already contacted some standing comedians, and we have good MCs which will be there to give us the best.
Why Family Kingdom?
Why Family Kingdom? Family Kingdom is there for everybody, and we are there. We are going there as a family. So as a family, when family meets, they meet in the kingdom. That is where they will be able to interact and do things at family level.
If someone is not part of the SLPP, are there invitations for
That
them?
is why we
And
decide
maybe-
to have Family
maybe
Kingdom
because of the mindset, okay, people have challenge with color. The decoration might not suit them. Like people will tell you, I will not sit on green chair. I will not wear green. I will not wear the rainbow. And the political mindset. How do you want to advise them to?
For
come
me,
in?
that is the wrong concept. We are not only going to be dealing with grain. You understand? When we say we are going to do things for the people of Sierra Leone, it's not only for the people of SLPP. Not only the people of SLPP are Sierra Leoneans. As I told you earlier, from our last program we had in December, it was an open corridor for everybody. Sierra Leoneans of every color, you can be there. And besides that, we have colors that does not belong to political parties in this country, which everybody can accept. So we are not going to make everything green, but we are going to make things common for the people of Sierra Leone.
Let's look at patron prize before we take a quick break on the music top charts for this morning. What about the patron prizes?
We have just one prize. It's 1 million.
Okay, so it's a complete fundraising.
Complete.
So the proceeds from this event?
The process is going to be towards the dream behind what we are looking up for Jimmy Batilo Songa. We are going to use that funds judiciously for the campaign of Jimmy Batilo Songa to become the next chairman of the Sierra Leone People's Party.
Here comes our next discussion. I'll bring you back shortly, Bakari. You're still with the Good Morning Show, live here on Star TV on Channel 21, and we're broadcasting live from our Media One Center studios at 3 Master Bookfeast in Freetown. We shall be taking the IMC story later, but for now it's a midweek edition. I think we need to spice up a bit. So we go in for the top 3 videos for this morning, and we'll start off with Fantasy Wiz video, Where's That Girl? And after Fantasy, you also have a video from and there's Stasi and Emerson Sanuante and Danny J, Survivors. And when we come back, we'll be discussing further. You're still the Good Morning Show, and keep watching on Channel 21.
wasn't given an option to choose the parents that gave birth to me. Neither did I ask to be born into this world as a girl that's so cruel to me. But if given the opportunity to choose, I'll choose to be born as a girl 10 times over. I'll choose. I love and cherish every bit of me because all I have is me living for me. Shut up, smarty pants. You're too mouthy, rude, and die happy. They say my breasts are too pokey, my dress is too tight, that shows all my loud. Who told you to speak when not spoken to? Oi. Years later, the husband that wanted children so bad cannot even look at me. My breasts are fallen heroes, flabby stomach and stretch marks are clear evidence of bringing life into this world. At the end of the day, I did everything society asked of me.
Young Heat on the beats.
Girl, if you not loving me, telling me 110. First to me be done 9 long 10. You dey show me ranka, sans 10. You know the city me west past 110. Then they call me John East 10 to West 10. They know his story like a national anthem. You dey do me till them, na me they beg back. Na me they vex, they go in and na me they come back. When I talk 110 times, you talk back. You they bang the mouth for me, you know they look back. Baby, baby, I love you every day, but you did this to me every day. How I make you eat me money so put the fire for me gasoline. Baby, I love you every day, but you did this to me every day. How I make you eat me money so put the fire for me gasoline.
I want go vacation where pay for me. You want the tabuna for pay the fee. So Bahamas, Miami, Paris, and Dubai. Make hotel reservation there for me. I'm a woman with class, one of a kind. You think I go bet when you pull up with guy? You jewelries and cash, now they pull up me eye. You last 1 million, a credit to buy. You say you get money, voila. Well, not a day for spend a bocada. Buy gold chandelier for me pala. Marble pan the floor, me sofa na Prada. You are eat pupuna for poor money day. On me fire, not like that, you gasoline day. Back camera, say kulumidi. You want sweet, you waste for what money day.
Baby, I love you every day, but you did this to me every day. How I make you eat me money so put the fire for me gasoline.
Yeah, you want them where you call you fumble. They pray make you struggle. Fets for all kind problems where you no go handle. Them don't set all kind traps just for me, for my ass. Give me so many exams, but still I dey pass. Hey, I fought so many battles, not only few I don't lose, and I come out victorious in the name of Jesus. Some people do all they can, so you no go ever travel. Some swear to them parents, so you no go another level. No matter what you do for them no go appreciate you. Some go use your money and sweat, turn them back and hurt you. But we've been through it all, we still survive. Yes, we've been through it all, and we still survive. Survivor, survivor. They call me survivor, survivor, survivor. Yes, we survived. Survivor, survivor. We are survivors, survivor, survivor. We still survive. And we still survive.
pass, shake that body, you they make man and take chance. Anytime you pass, you comping them even they glance. Fine girl, make the puppy even shake bands. Rectangular move, a rectangular zoom. For see how go come to me, vascular loop. So blood flow easy, girl you sabi tease me. Me now on a comfort time, me not to that steez cheek. Slow wine, look what you the glow shine. So man then a fish, so baby I can throw line. All fine, no mind, look what then the blow mine. You body now like wave and baby you the flow fine.
Fire, dance. Yeah, you know you bad. I know you fine. No contest. Fire, dance. Yeah, you know you bad. I know you fine. No contest. Slow wine. Yeah, you know you make me glad. Slow wine. Come, give me now. Slow wine. Yeah, you know you give me life. Slow wine. Yeah. One time for my.
Yes, welcome back. You're still with the Good Morning Show, live here on Star TV on Channel 21. And many thanks to our stars because they are doing extremely well. And we are still looking forward for more investment in the creative art industry, more opportunities that has to do with training, equipment, and also the facilities to serve as brand ambassadors that can help our stars to grow. And at the end of the day, we're in this together. In addition to this, the One Nation Student Concert is upcoming on the 7th and on the 8th. It has been most times of the secular music and all, but even from the gospel world, they too are bringing very big names, like of the Sinach and so many names in the country on the 7th and on the 8th. And the 7th at Bintu Mani and on the 8th at the National Stadium. And the whole idea is to purchase sanitary pads according to Office of the First. And we're looking forward for more gospel promoters to come in board, like the Gospel Promoters Union and other people to see how they support that in vain, because it has been most times of the secular music and the gospel world are taking their own by its own now. And Fantasy, to your event, I'm celebrating Ami Kalon. What are the extra package in the show at the British Council?
It's going to be my debut album launch, which is I'm dedicating to Ami Kalon that day. Like, it's going to be you're the reason, like you're one major reason behind this. You're an inspiration for it's going to be an album of like 20 tracks into it, and each and every one that comes into the event will get a copy of the album. So yeah, and as well, and
any surprise, any song and video with Ami Kalon or someone else out of the country? Or you just want to surprise us on the set day?
Yeah, I want to surprise people on the set day. And you know me, I'm all about like local content, 110% local content. So it's going to be a lot of surprises, but then I want to celebrate Ami Kalon. I want to honor Ami Kalon. I want to celebrate Sierra Leone. And people are asking, is it going to be a red carpet event? And I'm like, in Sierra Leone, we don't know what a red carpet is. So we're definitely not going to have a red carpet, but it's going to be amazing. So a lot of people are asking, how are we going to get tickets to come in, to get to this event? And I tell people, well, you don't get to buy tickets. You get to make reservations because it's by invitation. It's a fundraising, but it's by invitation. So there is a number that you get to call. And when you call it, like, for example, my name is Fanta Kumara and I'm coming to this event and this is my phone number. And then make your reservation. Then you would, you'll be in the guest list and maybe you get your invitation to come to the event.
I'm expecting the traditional songs like the Kumbaya and other things.
Definitely, it's going to be...
No, we thought you have changed over the year.
No, I would never change. No, I was at a seminar last week and someone was like, okay, it's 2020, so is there a way that you changing? And I'm like, why would I change? I'm not going to change for anything. I'm like, this is Fantasy Wiz, who's been doing folk music, and that will never change. I will never stop doing that.
So what about the scary hairstyle? I think you have worked on it now. It was too long, and so someone's scary, but I think it's more better now.
Well,
was it as a advice from the fans, or you thought it among yourself?
Well, it's just myself, because now like the temperature is really hot. We're getting to March, and it's like really, and it's a hell of a work to just move around with that much of a hair. So I just decided to twist it and more because I'm getting busy. I have to be running around. I don't want my hair to be, hooking on things. So yeah, I did it like this because for the event, I'm going to pull it out. It's going to be like coily and that sort of thing. So yeah, this is the hairstyle. I'm just reserving the hair so I could get it curled perfectly for the event.
So the length is still at your feet?
Yes. on the ground.
Wow, that's interesting.
8 feet.
I'll bring you back one day to look at the number and social media handles, but over to Bakari Kowo again. Will the person people have been advocating, you believe in so much to take over the mantle of your party as a national chairman, will be part of the event. I think there will be speech and other things. Are there any extra statements, not only from Jimmy Batelo Songa, but from other people, to give a word of advice and move on to the new direction agenda that has to do transform Sierra Leone to something better, change the image, as a war-torn country, Ebola, corruption and all, on a set day? I know it will be edutainment, but take us through.
You see, that night, which is going to be next tomorrow night, the speech that the man himself is going to deliver, you will know that he does not really want to transform only the SLPP, but Sierra Leone. He wants to change the dynamics of the Sierra Leonean politics, which in the sense that some people believe that when you are APC, you don't need to have time for somebody in the SLPP, or you don't even need to go to SLPP office in one way or the other. But if we keep ourselves together, that's why in fact we decide to come with this dinner for next tomorrow, which is Valentine's Day, purely to keep unity, love among us as Sierra Leoneans. And the dream of this man is to make sure Sierra Leone be transformed in a different political dispensation. That the time we can throw stones at one another, we should forget about that. When politics is over, we hook up as one family, as a Sierra Leonean, to see how best Sierra Leone can develop. Sierra Leone should be our target. Even though we may have our different political groups that we believe in and we believe we can work with, but we still have to have Sierra Leone as the goal. That is the dream of this man. And I believe those who are going to be there, and I believe you are going to be there, you will see what is going to happen. And from that day, you will realize that whatever I'm saying is going to be transformed.
What was the current and database status of the Patreon so far? To an extent, quote unquote, will tell you that it's gone dry. And the people from the will tell you we inherited a battered economy. This has been the topic and the order of the day. But what's the status of the Patreon database?
I love that statement, the grown dry. You know why? When they say the grown dry, when you apply the effort, the ground will get soaked. And some people, it's because in Sierra Leone we don't want to share. Now we decide to take the ground dry to be a national anthem, not to give assistance to other people. But there are people who have the capacity, will tell you that the ground dry, but if they have interest in you, they will definitely deliver the goods to you. So like you are saying, the price, the ground dry, there are people who are willing to spend more than that 1 million for Jimmy Batelo Songa. You have people who always be at the back. They are kingmakers, but they don't like to take the front seat. So I want you to be rest assured that that place is going to be jam-packed. In fact, we have almost collected most of 85% to 90% of the ticket money is already at hand.
And you are well assured that money spent on the said dinner and dance will be used judiciously, as you rightly said,
of
in terms
course.
of its campaign activities.
In fact, there's one thing I want
donations
you to know, that in Timbatelo we deal with that accountability. Not a single cent you can just take. So okay, I'm going to, for instance, I'm going to PZ to do XYZ that does not have the money's worth. And you spend a single cent, you make sure you got the receipt for it, and you have to replenish well.
Let's look at the gender inclusiveness in Timbatelo, because it's a common goal now in the entire world, in Goal 5, in the SDGs, in the New Direction Manifesto, all around the world. Women need to take the front. It has been far too long from votes of thanks and opening prayers.
In fact, one thing I want you to know, this particular event has been championed by the wife of Jimmy Batelo Songa. And Jimmy Batelo Songa is for the people. In fact, the women decided to take the fight. They asked we the men to be at the back while they take the front lead. Let me tell you, when they say Batelo in Mende, it's people's child. And in our tradition, when you say somebody else's child, the way you take care of that child, the child will even know you more than the mother or the father who is not paying attention to that child. So that is just Batelo. People who are taking care of him, paying attention to him, he knows that they can give him food, they give him water, to take back and to do everything, he can never forget them.
I'll bring you back shortly, and after this other material, we shall be wrapping up the Good Morning Show. Keep watching on Star TV on Channel 21, and it's also on our various online platforms. Many thanks to the rest of the team, especially Ezekiel Favor Cabo. We'll go in for the story that has to do with our own area. That's the Independent Media Commission, as they officially engaged the media on the related issues and launched the National Annual Media Award Night, slated for April 18th. Anwar Samai was there and files in this report.
The chairman of the Independent Media Commission, Commissioner George S. Koyama, in a statement, said the vision of the Independent Media Commission, IMC, is to serve as one of the pillars of democracy by ensuring the sustenance of a free, pluralistic, and responsible media in Sierra Leone.
Out of 91 active newspapers, 142 active radio stations, and 11 active television stations, it is interesting to know that, on the average, there are more compliant media institutions than deviant ones in terms of complaints brought to the attention of the media by the public, which is to say there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow of the journalism profession in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, the vision of the IMC is to serve as one of the pillars of democracy by ensuring the sustenance of a free, pluralistic, and responsible media in Sierra Leone. In pursuit of that goal, we must, among other things, other mandates, ensure that media institutions achieve the highest level of efficiency in the provision of media services. We must protect the interests of the media as well as members of the public against any form of abuse or exploitation. And for the reason why you are here this afternoon, we also promote fair competition among media institutions and persons engaged in the provision of media services.
The chairman, Independent Media Commission, Commissioner George Koyema, while officially launching the 9th IMC National Media Award, slated for April 18, 2020, had this to say.
We have come, we have heard from the experts. They have said everything that you need to know, and we expect your cooperation. We at the Commission here, we want to see journalists who excel in certain areas as to become experts, to become authorities at this practice in other countries. I mean, they have a general idea of journalism, but it's good to take one aspect. You have all these categories. You can take one aspect and be a specialist in that. That's the kind of journalism we want to have under our own watch. And I pray and hope that you are all going to excel. On that note, may I now formally launch 2020 National Media Award.
In a similar vein, the Independent Media Commission, as part of their statutory mandates, will soon be embarking on inspection tour of media houses to acquaint with their various facilities and understanding their challenges and prospects in both the Western area and rural area. For Star TV News in Freetown, I am Admire Samai reporting.
Thanks to Admire Samai and to our waiting winners. It has been for a very long time. We're looking forward to have the IMC Awards again. And the Media One Center is still maintaining the record as one of the major holders in the IMC Awards. We will advise colleagues to remain more accurate and professional in their doings and not to trade the journalism field for any cash or for any politician, because they come and go, but the field always lives longer and longer. And for media houses, we're still urging them to see our best to improve more in terms of quality delivery across the country. Fantasy, we are wrapping up now. Your closing criteria, can someone do their reservations and your social media handles?
Yeah, they could call AfriCell. It's 077-770-283. I'll say that again, 077-770-283. So they can call that number to make the reservation. And as well, on all social media platforms, when you type Fantasy Wiz, definitely you'll see me. So make sure you follow me, and I'll try to follow back.
Fine. Thank you so much, Fantasy, and we wish you the very best.
Thank you very
So
much.
it's a kumbaya thing, and other stuff.
Yes.
But you're still if you to tell us about the Mr. Fantasy. It has been a while now.
I know. No, it's been a long time coming, but I'm sure it'll come. The time will come.
Not even on social media.
No.
Thank you so much, Fantasy Wiz Kamara. And okay, cool, we're wrapping up now. What do your closing courtesies? And maybe for the remaining 15% of people that need their patrons to the dinner and dance, courtesy of Team Bartolo, how can they do that?
I believe those who have the balance tickets for now knows the channels at which the payments are going. They collected those tickets from certain people who voluntarily decided to sell those tickets, so they can contact them. And if they don't, the people are going to contact them from now to tomorrow to make sure that we meet next tomorrow in a grand style for the sake of love for Mama Sierra Leone. We all will be there.
Love and dance. Are you an active dancer?
No.
So you'll not be dancing on a Saturday? Well, you'll be very busy.
Well, I will be busy, but if I'm an active dancer, I think I will have to take the stage.
Okay. Thank you so much, Bakayoko, for joining us on the Good Morning Show.
Thank you.
Well, that's all for today. Main thanks to our guest, Fantasy Wiz, and she's having this event on the 7th of March, right?
Yeah.
That's a day before the International Women's Day. And the night will climax the and you say Happy International Women's Day.
That's the plan. That's a dream.
That's the dream. You don't want to speed up from the 8th to the 9th.
Yes.
But the 7th to the 8th. That's brave of you.
Yeah.
And also to Bakayoko from Timbati, they're having their dinner and dance and fundraising as well. And proceeds will be moving to Timbati Songa's campaign and his donations he have been doing over the years. Many thanks to the rest of the production team, to our station manager, Abdulrahman Kamara, and to other programs, Leonel Jawara, and to the rest of our guys in the control room. And Abubakar Ocham, thank you so much to Ezekiel Fibakabo, to Laman Ajolo. Thank you so much for supporting the dream of the Media One Center, the power of communication. We'll get there. It's a stage and we'll trust the process that one day it will be better off. So then, I've been your presenter, Mohamed Basiru, and have a wonderful and blessed midweek. And it's Valentine's coming. Make sure you love someone every day, not only on Valentine's Day. Keep watching Star TV on Channel 21.
Did you say you want to talk to me?
Yes, my brother. I just
Hello there, I am Sienna Wright, and it's a warm welcome to the National News Bulletin file on Star Television Network on Channel 21. First, the top stories. Environmental Protection Agency EPA, with support from United Nations Office for Project Services, has on Friday, 7th February, validated the guidelines for environmental and social impact assessment of renewable energy and mini-grid at the Civil Service Training College Hall, Freetown.
This can lead to situations in which certain sectors with low impact being treated in much the same manner as a high impact sector.
Honorable Kekura Vandi is the chairman of the Energy Committee in Parliament. He promised to critically look at the environmental assessment report and added that he will endeavor to relay the information.
The Independent Media Commission IMC on February 11th, 2020 held an engagement with media practitioners and officially launched the 2020 National Annual Media Awards Night.
In the provision of media services.
The chairman, Independent Media Commission, Commissioner George Koyema, while officially launching the 9th IMC National Media Award, slated for April 18, 2020, had this to say.
We have come, we have heard from experts. They have said everything that you need to know, and we expect your cooperation. We at the Commission here, we want to see journalists.
And in sports, ahead of the Sierra Leone Athletics Association elective congress in February 2020, one of Sierra Leone's finest 100 meters long distance runner, Martin Momo Bangura, declares his intention to contest for the presidency position.
Sierra Leone says no to injustice. Sierra Leone sport says no to injustice. Sierra Leone Athletics Association says no to injustice.
I think as a member of that family, there is need somebody to come in and salvage the situation. The association itself, over the years, has not been doing so well, and I think having been...
Those were the headlines. It's now time we go in for the news in detail. Well, it's now time we go in for the news in detail with me, Sienna Wright. Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, with support from United Nations Office for Project Services, has on Friday, 7th February, validated the guidelines for environmental and social impact assessment of renewable energy and mini-grid at the Civil Service Training College Hall in Freetown. Let's go in for that story.
As the world slowly moves towards renewable energy, which has been touted by environmentalists and naturalists as the most environmentally friendly way, as it contributes little to carbon emissions, Sierra Leone is yet to attract major investments in renewable, largely because of heavy regulations and high costs in acquiring and renewing environmental permits or licenses. This validation engagement that the EPA held involved major stakeholders in the energy sector. It's aimed at reducing regulations and costs in acquiring and renewing environmental impact assessment license for companies who intend to invest in renewables on a minimal scale. Alex Kane-Thomas is a lecturer at the Institute of Public Administration and Management and also served as the chairman of the workshop.
This Act, the Environmental Protection Agency Act 208, which was subsequently amended again in 2010, it actually prescribes the criteria and other requirements of environmental impact assessment, EIA, license for certain projects, including those in the energy sector. Further to EPA Act of 2008, the Environmental Protection Agency Regulation Act 2010 prescribed the fees that should be paid on acquisitions and subsequent renewal of all environmental licenses. These frameworks are used for projects requiring environmental license in the energy sector. As can be imagined, the 2010 fees regulation have a generic matrix which is used to calculate environmental impact assessment and monetary fees for all projects. This can lead to situations in which certain sectors with low impact being treated in much the same manner as a high impact sector.
Honorable Kekura Vandi is the chairman of the Energy Committee in Parliament. He promised to critically look at the environmental assessment report and added that he will endeavor to relay the information contained in the report to his electorate.
We want to continue to assure you that one of our key roles is to make laws. At the end of it all, most of these documents are tabled in Parliament. We want to assure you that we are going to be part of it, and we want to assure you anytime anything like that goes to Parliament for parliamentary approval, we will be the mouthpiece for you. We will have to tell our colleagues that we are part of these things. It is, of course, it is correct, it is here, and everything about it is okay. That is why most times it's necessary for honorable members to be attending very important meetings like this. Because once you attend meetings like this, there are a lot of good things you grab there. Then you will have to take it to your colleague parliamentarians, so anytime anything like this goes to Parliament, it will be fine.
The Environmental Protection Agency borrowed from the playbook of countries such as Ghana, Madagascar, and Uganda, who have heavily reduced red tape in their energy sector, which has resulted in gigantic investment in the renewable. So we are trying to be at par with these aforementioned countries. What informed the writing of such reports? Beran Foster is the Assistant Director of Planning at the Environmental Protection Agency. He elaborates.
This is a validation for the Environmental Impact Assessment Guidelines for Renewable Energy and Mini-Grid Technologies. To put this into context, it's basically the EPA is reducing the regulation and fees required to get and to renew an EIA license for mini-grid and renewable energy projects. These projects are expected mainly to be in our rural environments, because if we say we're waiting for the main grid, as in the kind of power, Freetown, etc., to get to our little villages in the interior, it will take a long time. So this renewable energy is a good way for these kind of places to get power. I'm not sure if that is the case, but what I do know is that where the EPA we're adjusting regulations for the renewable energy sector to ensure that the EPA is not an impediment to investors coming and investing in rural electrification. For the smallest type of project, we've made it very simple. It should take you no more than 2 months to get your license. For these kind of projects, because they have a limited impact on the environment and society, we have reduced the monitoring requirements. So at the minimum, we will monitor these projects once a year, and they will send in us a report based on a simplified checklist that we've developed. But it should be clear that we're going, when we say minimum, we need minimum. If we feel that when the projects start being implemented, that we need to do more robust monitoring, we will do that. But at the minimum, we'll go once a year. Validation does not mean adoption. After this validation, we've given people a chance to actually look through the documents again and send back their comments to us. On completion of that, we will improve the document based on comments from people. Then we'll hire a legal draftsman to convert the guidelines into regulations that will be tabled to Parliament.
This validation process is just aimed at the energy sector. Moving forward, the EPA intends to craft sector-specific guidelines which will target areas such as agriculture, mining, tourism, marine, and many more that fall under the remits of EPA. Consequently, after getting the input from the different stakeholders, the EPA will hire the services of a legal practitioner who will draft a proposed legislation that will be tabled in Parliament for it to become law. For Star TV News, Alfie Barry reporting.
The Independent Media Commission, IMC, on February 11, 2020, held an engagement with media practitioners and officially launched the 2020 National Annual Media Awards Night, slated for April 18, 2020, at the headquarters office in Freetown.
While addressing journalists, the chairman of the Independent Media Commission, Commissioner George S. Koyama, in a statement, said the vision of the Independent Media Commission, IMC, is to serve as one of the pillars of democracy by ensuring the sustenance of a free, pluralistic, and responsible media in Sierra Leone.
Out of 91 active newspapers, 142 active radio stations, and 11 active television stations, it is interesting to know that, on the average, there are more compliant media institutions than deviant ones in terms which is to say there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow of the journalism profession in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, the vision of the IMC is to serve as one of the pillars of democracy by ensuring the sustenance of a free, pluralistic, and responsible media in Sierra Leone. In pursuit of that goal, we must, among other things, other mandates, ensure that media institutions achieve the highest level of efficiency in the provision of media services. We must protect the interests of the media as well as members of the public against any form of abuse or exploitation. And for the reason why you are here this afternoon, we also promote fair competition among media institutions and persons engaged in the provision of media services.
The chairman, Independent Media Commission, Commissioner George Koyema, while officially launching the 9th IMC National Media Award, slated for April 18, 2020, had this to say.
We have come, we have heard from the experts. They have said everything that you need to know, and we expect your cooperation. We at the Commission here, we want to see journalists who excel in certain areas as to become experts, to become authorities at this practice in other countries. I mean, they have a general idea of journalism, but it's good to take one aspect. You have all these categories. You can take one aspect and be a specialist in that. That's the kind of journalism we want to have under our own watch. And I pray and hope that you are all going to excel. On that note, may I now formally launch 2020 National Media Award.
In a similar vein, the Independent Media Commission, as part of their statutory mandate, will soon be embarking on inspection tour of media houses to acquaint with their various facilities and understanding their challenges and prospects in both the Western area and rural area. For Star TV News in Freetown, I am Admire Samai reporting.
And now to round up the news sports. Ahead of the Sierra Leone Athletics Association elective congress in February 2020, one of Sierra Leone's finest 100 meters long distance runner, Martin Momo Bangura, declares his intention to contest for the presidency position. So let's join Hilton John for more.
And welcome for today's sporting news. Indeed, coming up in this month is the Sierra Leone Athletics Association Elective Congress. Despite their differential of opinion among some stakeholders that the sitting president Abdul Karim Cissé or the outgoing president Abdul Karim Cissé is looking for his third term. According to Martin Bangura, who is one of the candidates for the presidency of the Sierra Leone Athletics Association election coming up, he said he's the right man to replace Abdul Karim Cissé, although Abdul Karim Cissé is looking for his third term. Martin Momo Bangura explained more to Star Sport about his decision to contest for the presidency of the Sierra Leone Athletics Association election.
Sierra Leone says no to injustice. Sierra Leone Sport says no to injustice. Sierra Leone Athletics Association says no to injustice.
I think as a member of that family, there is need somebody to come in and salvage the situation. The association itself, over the years, has not been doing so well, and I think having been part of that family for over 20 years, I now understand the dynamics of the association. association, I think I have, I'm in a better position to answer to the questions being asked of the status of the Sierra Leone Athletics Association.
There is a bone of contention about third term of the outgone president, who is Abdulkarim Cissé. Why you guys are picking bones about third term and second term?
Oh yeah, that issue came up, I think, sometime in 2018 when we went to Lursar for an extraordinary congress, and in that extraordinary congress, a submission was made for the president to go for a third term, and which I was totally against. And that particular submission, I think, saw a very heated debate, and by the end of the day, we did not conclude the amendment processes. So we were asked to, set up a committee to look at the issues again, come up with a final draft, and call Congress again. I don't think that's correct. It's an unfortunate situation because what has not been completed cannot be used as a legal document.
So what is the position?
The athletics family want change. They're looking forward to somebody with that energy, somebody who is a mixer in the family, somebody who can bring everybody together. I think I see myself.
Martin Momo Bangura, the first candidate intending to contest for the presidency position of the Sierra Leone Athletics Association, will be talking to Abdulkarim Cissé about the allegation coming up from Martin Momo Bangura that Abdulkarim Cissé, the outgone president, is seeking for his third term. Let's take more news around the ongoing Sierra Leone Premier League. There is controversy in mighty Blackpool Football Club, according to some of their fans who stormed the Sheikh Stevie Stadium practicing ground and interrupted the practice of the team. They stopped the players and officials for them not to get an effective training on Monday at the Sheikh Stevie Stadium. According to some of the fans, they said that Alpha Timbo, or lawyer Alpha Timbo, who is the interim president of the Mighty Blanco Football Club or chairman, have overdue, and he has failed to call an election for the club. And there is a progression from the club in the ongoing Sierra Leone Premier League, according to some of the fans of Mighty Blackpool. They explain more to Star Sports.
Big problem, Alpha Timbo, big problem.
What's it Timbo do?
Because the big problem, they talk something, they know they do. One, the landlord just go to the last meeting meet there and decide, say, they commit to the 9-man committee, say they dissolve the executive. They go come and think body we go want to go into election. Then when they reach there, here and JJ, they say they go to corner and talk, they tell the 9-man committee, say, you know they dissolve they dissolve the executive. And the mandate we don't do on Alpha Timona just for that legal wing yet. Instead make it clear to we say, in just they as acting chairman for Justice League, after the league we will go into election. And after the league, we can find out now say they don't privatize this club, they say that 5 man get Alpha Team, well we don't know that the other 5 people and we know to the supporters. Then the way we see team they go, we're not glad at all.
So for now, we do not want our supporters.
Well, we think say we forget anything body now, we go into election, now we'll kick him. They will dissolve this body within our kick.
So if they're not agree for dissolve the body, we do not go do.
We're not going to make plan about it, but the carry we will make sure they stop the practice and listen.
Away from the supporters, also Channel Mansaye, who is the head coach of Mighty Blanco Football Club, said the supporters are disturbing the club psychologically. This is telling on the players and the technical team. That's why they are not getting the results they were expecting in the previous matches in the ongoing Sierra Leone Premier League. In other words, he's calling for sanity in Mighty Blanco Football Club. Channel Mansaye explained more to Star Sports.
Well, we can't have the different game. Just see the few strong and supporters. We say we not for game. And Mighty Blackpool, we need for some but with all this, they do some feedback way, we're not good.
And I feel today with the supporters is stopping another 10.
I feel very, very bad. Very bad.
You would expect this? So what do you think say now the executive need for do for salvage this problem?
Well, the executive ready for solve this problem. For solve this problem because this one is
So this is the big crisis in Mighty Blackpool Football Club. It could be recalled they were founded in 1956. So officials of Mighty Blackpool, we need to see how to get a common understanding with their supporters. The Sierra Premier League will continue on Wednesday at the Sheikh Stephen Stadium. Old Edwardian Football Club, the schoolboys team, will be coming up against Anti-Rocks. It's going to be reckoned that the suspended Patrick Bankura, who is their coach of the team, is yet to return to the club of Old Edwardians. So they will be coming up against Anti-Rocks Football Club at the Sheikh Stephen Stadium on Wednesday, the 12th of February 2020. That's all for sports. For today's news, we hope that executive members of Mighty Blackpool Football Club and their supporters will see reason so that sanity will prevail in the club. But as we speak, there is Dombolo crisis in Mighty Blackpool.
Thank you very much, Hilton, for that sporting update. Well, that's all we have time for in the National News Bulletin file on Star Television Network on Channel 21. I am Sienna Wright. Thanks for watching. Do stay with us and do stay blessed.
The death is announced of engineer Eugene Leonard Dean Soare, who passed away on the 10th of February 2020. He was 47 years old. He survived by his wife, Jeneba Marie Dean Soare, and 3 children, Angela Numa, Esther Dean Soare, Eugenia Dean Soare, mother Elizabeth Dean Soare, brothers Mr. Benjamin Dean Soare and Mr. David Dean Soare, son-in-law Mr. David Numa, sisters-in-law Christine Dean Soare and Victory Dean Soare. Funeral arrangement will be announced later. Meanwhile, sympathizers may call on the following mobile numbers for more information: 076 141 900 or 075 090 406. May his soul rest in perfect peace.
The death is announced of Mr. Solomon Knox Sisay, commonly called Pa Solo, at his residence, number 76A George Brook, Razak, Freetown, Pa Solo retired from the then Sierra Leone External Telecommunication at Water Street, Freetown. The sad event took place on Wednesday, 5th February 2020, age 88 years. He is survived by his daughter, Miss Frances Sisse of number 76A George Brook Drazak, Freetown, 4 grandchildren and several great-grandchildren. Funeral arrangements will be announced later. For more information, sympathizers may call at number 76A George Brook Drazak, Freetown, or contact the following number: 078-855515, 078-417601, 076-323932, or 076-401488. May his soul rest in perfect peace, and God's almighty perpetual light shine upon him.
Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi rajiun. The death is announced of Mr. Alassane Salifo, Procurement Management Specialist at the Smallholder Commercialization and Agro-Business Development Project, SCADEP, which death took place on the 8th February 2020 in Ghana, age 63 years. He is survived by his family in Ghana, staff of SCADEP, World Bank, and the Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry. He has already been buried at Navrogo in Ghana. A book of condolence will be opened at the SCADEP office at 1F Scan Drive off Spur Road, Wilberforce, Freetown, from Tuesday 11th February to the 15th February 2020 from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. May his soul rest in perfect peace.
The death is announced of Mr. Tunde Basil Lionel Green of number 67 Pademba Road, formerly of 57 Life-to-Boston Street, Freetown, age 54 years, staff of Media One Center. He is survived by his wife, Mrs. Marian Green of FIB Bank, daughter, Balisha Ayotunde Green, 3 sisters, Yvette, Princess, and Mary, several aunties, uncles, nephews, and nieces, grandchildren, and friends. Funeral arrangements will be announced later. Sympathizers should call at number 67 Pademba Road, Freetown. May his soul rest in perfect peace.
The death is reported of Mrs. Elsie Enzu Williams, Nick Kamara, of 42 Lower Maxwell Street, Wellington, who passed away on Monday, 10th February 2020. She is survived by her children, Dr. Jude Enzu Williams of the Princess Christian Maternity Hospital in Freetown and Emilia Enzu Williams in the USA. Funeral arrangements will be announced later. Sympathizers may call at our residence at number 42 Lower Maxwell Street, Wellington, or on telephone numbers 076 804 600 or 030 547 421 or on 076 993 775. May her gentle soul rest in perfect peace.
In loving memory of their beloved wife, mom, grandmom, sister, and friend, Deaconess Mrs. Khadijatu Princess Rena, formerly of number 36 Main Road, Congo Town, who died on the 12th of February 2019. Goodbyes are sometimes held when the story is not finished and the books has been closed forever. May your soul rest in perfect peace. Sadly missed by the husband, Mr. Metcalf Lewis Rena, retired Inspector of Police. Daughters, Theodora Rena of Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Mrs. Cassandra Rena Kamara, CEO Kasima Enterprise. In-law, Mr. Kaim Kamara of Max Pharmacy. Grandson, Kasim Ibrahim Lewis Kamara of Modern Elementary School. Granddaughter, Esther Theodora Mariama Margaret Kamara of Standard Nursery and Preparatory School. Mother in the USA, Beshe Abu Bakar, Sister Lombe Guvoni, brothers Abdullah Abubakar, Muhammad Abubakar, and Suleiman Abubakar. Families at home and abroad, pastors, and the congregation of Sanctuary Praise Church, neighbors of 32, 34, 40 Main Road, Congo Town. May your soul continue to rest in perfect peace till we meet again, Mama.
In our hearts, we thought of you today, but this is nothing new. We thought about you yesterday and days before that too. We think of you in silence. We often speak your name. Now, all we have are memories and your pictures in a frame. Your memory is our keepsake, which we will never part with. God has you in His keeping. We have you in our hearts. Continue to rest in peace. Shadrach Ezekiel Williams.